My driver's license was changed. My name was legally changed. I'm a transitioning transsexual. I've been on hormones for several years. I've grown breasts, and I'm saving up my money for my sexual reassignment surgery. Transgendered people are just a statistical percentage of all walks of life. Myself, I'm an attorney. I'm licensed in Illinois and New York. And we have transsexual doctors. We have transsexual accountants. So there are people in all the trades.
Including law enforcement. Jay Wombles is a Chicago police officer.
Ever since I can remember, I always identified myself as male. And as I became older and was able to make those changes, I started to make those changes. I started with changing my name. Then went on to have top surgery, chest surgery. Then I went on to have hormone therapy.
And finally, full sexual reassignment surgery, which means now he is psychologically, biologically, and legally male.
I'm a police officer. I'm not a transgender police officer. You know, I should be judged on my merits as an officer and not on my personal choices. And unfortunately, there are some officers there that are affected by my personal choices.
There is no room for bias of any kind on the Chicago Police Force. All people are to be treated professionally, courteously, and respectfully. For interactions with the transgender community, refer to the person by the appropriate pronoun.
It's terribly, terribly offensive to a transsexual to have herself, in my case, referred to with male pronouns.
If they have a question, though, they could simply ask me, how do you prefer to be identified? Which pronoun would you like me to use, he or she? And I'd be happy to tell them.
Is this you on the ID?
Yes.
How would you like to be referred to, as ma'am or sir?
I've myself done the mistake. Had somebody step out of the car and said, ma'am, step out of the car. And they are male. And they'll say, oh, well, I prefer this or that. And at that point, I'll refer to them as such.
Pat-downs may be more complicated. People in transition may not have undergone complete sexual reassignment surgery. Ask a transitioning person if he or she is pre-op or post-op.
Now, a lot of the people that are transitioning that go from male to female start off with hormone injections, so they might start developing breasts. They might have already gotten implants. They still have to be searched by a male because if they have male genitalia, they're considered men. Females that are female to male might look like a male with facial hair, but might still have female genitalia, should be searched by a female.
This is an officer safety issue, and it just has to be done. And if you could do it as respectfully as you can, but never compromise. And I do say this again, never compromise officer safety on that.
Be sensitive to transgender dress. Some transgender people wear wigs. Padded undergarments may be worn to give a person a more feminine or masculine look. Breast prostheses are also common. Officers should refrain from verbal and nonverbal expressions of surprise or disapproval.
And it usually happens when the officer is simply ignorant. It just doesn't know what he or she is dealing with. And it's humiliating to the person who's having it done to her or to him. And there's no reason for it.
And just as someone puts significance in their attire because of their faith or their upbringing, we put a lot in our attire for our gender identity. That's what we're doing.
Every time I've witnessed this, I've seen cops kind of like, what? I mean, give funny looks. So I don't feel like a lot of people feel safe or comfortable.
Casey identifies as a female-to-male transsexual. He works with gay and transgender youth in the Uptown community.
A lot of the times I'll hear, and I've witnessed, young transgender girls walking down the street, and where cops would assume that they're out walking around to trying to turn tricks or, you know, to pick up johns or whatever.
That is not an infrequent complaint among transsexuals. A belief that police